can be CEO or board of directors. A lot of times it's not CEO, it's board of directors. Any employee, any grassroots employee should be able to reach out to board of directors. It's like Arvind Kejriwal have found out something and he is reaching out to kind of the president of India, right? Now we know how to write, but anonymously, can identity can be protected. So likewise, all the US companies, listed agencies, listed entities have a mandate to provide an option to all the employees through IT tools, where they should be anonymously able to report to the board of directors if they find any non-compliant activities, processes. So it's a mandate back in Western markets. We are kind of lagging behind, but we are catching up. These are the different capability models of any GRC software according to OCTG, Open Compliance Ethics Group. So, in fact, what they are saying is, so we should understand the context and culture, the organization oversee a lot of information, establish the roles and responsibilities of different organizations, have the risks identified, analyzed, optimized, and then try to have policies, processes, human capital incentives, human capital controls, and preventive technology controls, risk financing. So how are we addressing the risk management as an aspect? Probably are we putting the right projects in place and trying to address, and hotline, whatever feature I said, the hotline and notification, whether all the employees have a feature to reach out to the top management team and inform and integrate and response and resolve. So kind of, for example, third party inquiries, investigations, etc. This is the integrated GRC technology model where there are a lot of business applications may be there. The GRC core applications will help talk to those applications, right? In case if they have some kind of log aspects which we need to monitor, and kind of some other compliance aspects also which need to be monitored from those applications. It's about that, try to get those aspects and try to help the management to monitor all of them. So the goals is improved risk and compliance monitoring. End of the day, the GRC software's goal is to kind of improve the risk and compliance monitoring and also establish transparency and visibility. So end of the day, the organization is getting benefited with a lot of aspects: corporate governance, environmental governance, economic and financial. I will take an example. Enron. So Enron was a big scandal happened in US where they found out that there were a lot of management teams went and kind of was part of the scandal. A lot of wrong routine and a lot of accounting malpractices. So it was one of the biggest blow in the US economy. So what they did is they started insisting on this GRC, governance, risk and compliance. What they did is you follow. It's not about software. It's not about particular vendor. It's about putting some systems in place. Like how as a country we are trying to mature ourselves, saying that okay, you guys adopt get ISO 27001 certificate, follow ISMs. You try to get quality management system by getting ISO 9001 certificate. Like how we are trying to put all these conditions in place. So US government has taken a stand saying that you follow all these different aspects, follow tools and prove it to us, collect those metrics, file it as part of your annual filing. So that's what they started insisting. In fact, from the Western market, there are a lot of things to learn. NASDAQ went and acquired one company called BWise. So that company is a GRC company. NASDAQ in its history have never went and acquired any technology product company. They went and acquired one company called BWise, which is nothing but a GRC, governance, risk and compliance company. What they are trying to send out message to all the different companies listed out in NASDAQ is to Google or any even companies, any Microsoft or of the world, any even company who are in technology or not technology world, who are getting listed in NASDAQ, what they are trying to say is you follow better governance practice, compliance practice, risk practice by following the tool. See, either you buy it from outside or we ourselves have a tool. When you are coming to list with us, you better follow it. Better help your employees to report if they observe non-compliance practice. Put a risk management practice. Always maintain a risk register. Always review your logs. They try to insist upon so many things by asking them to use such software. And this is the model. This is how we need to implement, so that there are a lot of universal outcomes. Without getting into much ado, we will get into now some of the tools. So this is one of the tool which is used by Google's compliance team. It's an open source tool which we have adapted according to our requirements, a lot of our clients' requirements. So the Google's compliance team is using this GRC tool to help their compliance team to maintain their policies. For example, all of our organizations will have policies, processes, controls. So the policies, processes, and controls. Why we need to have an online system to maintain policies and processes and controls? So I'll show you how. So you can go to. So if we have an online system to help the organization to maintain the policies, processes, governance, it will of course help them to kind of make it mandatory to review. I have 133 policies, for example, 133 controls. I have some 50 policies associated to all the 133 controls. How am I going to really mandate all the organization to update these policies on a regular 3-month interval and controls also? You want to blow it up? You want to remove? So you can go to come further below. So here, this dashboard, what it is conveying to the management. So there are different set of policies. Some set of policies are coming under company's control. Some set of policies are coming because of company policy. Some set are coming under contract. Some are coming under regulation. Come further below. So these are the different projects being driven across the organization. Some of the major set of the projects are because of management directive. Come further below. The risk dashboard. So what are the risks? A different category of risks we are trying to address. Come further below. So okay, go to the next thing. So this is a very nice thing. So you can try to create a new. Let's try to create a new policy. Okay. We are going to tell. So if you have an online system, see this particular policy management system, this enterprise GRC software sits in cloud. So if the organization wants to deploy this in local enterprise, we are very much capable of doing that. So when we have such things in place, they will be able to maintain all their policies like this. They will have some policy team who will be able to maintain the policies here. They should be able to brief the policies, applicability, or what is the description, why they are creating this policy, what is the directive, etc. And then so you can go to the snippet here. So just double click some of the things. So if for example, let's assume if they have a enterprise GRC policy, we can seriously say associate some of the controls. The organization may have some 50 policies, but they may have a lot of controls. I am assuming that most of us are aware of the ISO 27001. There are a lot of domains, more than 11 domains and 133 controls. That was the 2003 version. So 133 controls and 11 domains. So the 133 controls, you may be able to have some 50 policies, cover all that 133 controls addressed to some 50 policies, for example. So you can create controls also on the go. For example, you have created a USP policy. So this, or you may have created an access control policy. That access control policy may have some 10 different controls, which may be associated. You may be able to associate all of that here, very much here. Okay, and creating a new control also. What is this control is about? How am I going to track this control? How am I going to get the assertion for this control? What is the category, whether it's a fraud related control or it's a significant control? What is the frequency it is being checked? So whether it need to be checked on a monthly basis or it need to be checked on a biannual basis, what are the different aspects we need to check this? And go to the kind. So what is the different domain it is falling under? It's the access control domain or kind of what is the domain, and go to the kind. So, what is the different domain it is falling under? It's the access control domain or kind of what is the domain, and go to the kind. So, what is the different domain it is falling under? It's the access control domain or kind of what is the domain, and go to the kind. So, what is the different domain it is falling under? It's the access control domain or kind of what is the domain, and go to the kind. So Okay, whether it's a reactive control or we have put this control as a proactive one. So when are we going to stop this control? When we want to update this? So probably we want to update this control in 3 months from now. So this will send out a reminder to the policy owner, whoever is creating this control, saying that this control is getting expired by so and so date, and you need to renew it. It will send out a reminder to his management if he is not renewing it. It is applicable for everything. It is applicable for controls, it is applicable for policies, it is applicable for everything in the organization, in the information security management system. So we close this. And see here, we will be able to even associate this with any documents or people. For example, if you want to attach some documents, references, okay, this has some ISO related clauses, regulations, something we want to associate, we will be able to associate that here. Save it, or you can associate with some people. So if you want to add some persons who are supposed to be the policy owner, or who are supposed to be the process owner or control owner. So what is the when they are added, what is their role? Whether they are responsible or accountable or kind of consulted, informed according to the RACI chart. So we can define all of that and kind of have the clear role demarcated here. And based on which the remainders will go. If they are just not responsible for the particular policy, they are just supposed to be informed. They may not get the alert when it's getting expired. So only the responsible and accountable person will get the remainder alerts. It's a very intuitive, user-friendly policy management, controls management tool. What we have put together using a lot of open source tools. Again, there is no shame to accept that we have used a lot of open source tools. And the advantages, it's built on Ruby on Rails. It's very easy to build, further improve upon, customize. So that's where we are trying to kind of really help. So kind of the sections, you can go to sections. Every policy must have some sections, right? We'll be able to create those sections also here and maintain it. Okay, this policy may have 10 sections. All those 10 sections will be able to maintain it here. And the management will of course have a visibility on when the remainders or when the policies are getting expired. So many other metrics we can have as part of the dashboards. We can come to some associations where we can show how both policies and controls can be. For example, we can create a contract. Let's create a contract. So we outsource a lot. For example, banks work with a lot of agencies, system integrators, for example. So let's assume some X bank is outsourcing it to a T system integrator. What are the controls, contracts they need to put in place with respect to information security aspect? So probably they need to put some information specific classes, and how are they maintaining, how are they monitoring that? So that particular thing we need to maintain that contract here. So we need to have that documented here, and also there should be every 3 months once or 6 months once we need to relook at that contract. How are we kind of monitoring the outsourcing engagement? Whether, for example, we want to have all the contractors not use USB port. So whether that we have put some controls in place, or are we auditing it regularly? Those kind of things we will be able to really kind of create that contract and also associate the control. For example, I am outsourcing it to this particular guy, and this particular outsourcing contract should have a USB control. It is not applicable for the employee, it's applicable for only contractors. We'll be able to create, and we can have some more classes. Probably the management of the contractor is allowed. We can put some classes, exception classes, for example. If you want to do that, we will be able to do it. And if you want to associate that contract management team, we can associate that, make them as owner. And we will be able to, the interesting part is programs. Go to the program section. Very fast. See, all of these are organized under programs. Programs are nothing but projects. In the Western world, instead of projects, they use the terminology called programs. All of the policies, processes are organized under the program structure. We'll be able to create the ISO 27001 maintenance program, ISO 27001 implementation program, or PCI-DSS compliance program, HIPAA implementation program. We'll be able to create as many as possible according to the organization's preference, or General Information Security Management System program, ISMS program, or Information Security program. That's nothing but a project, a regular project.